Microphone check. Microphone check. And we're live. Waiting on the connection, and it's coming through. Man. Oh my god. It gets better. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm going to bring you some uplifting, downright scary, but useful data for you to verify. It's not going to be completely about crypto, but it's tied in there. Trust me, it is tied in there. I know it's not going to be FTX has caused crypto contagion. That's not all this content's going to be about. But keep that in the back of your mind when viewing this. I was about to stream live and retweet appears by Janice McAfee. I am like, what the actual... Anyway, World Bank Group, under the guise of inclusivity and equality, every baby born will be issued with a digital ID with DNA and biometrics stored for profit by corporates and governments. You will trade freedom for convenience. They are banking on it. Can you see it yet? And underneath this, of course, also, there's a premiere today. It's called Died Suddenly. And that's why I made the thumbnail, The Economy Died Suddenly. Now, why would the economy die suddenly? Before we go on to that, let's have a look at the World Bank Group. Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I can't scroll to start off with, so that's ID 4D. Identification for deployment. I can't wait. Give your fingerprints, your DNA, you're born with it. It's not the mark of the beast or anything like that. It's to build inclusivity and trusted ID systems to empower people and meet the SDG. I don't even want to know what that is. So that is a thing that is coming. Now, it might not be a thing that's coming to us just yet, but have a think how that could be used moving forward in the future timeline. If it gets rolled out, I don't know, maybe in the third world because they have no choice. It might get rolled out in the first world because, again, we might have no choice. Unless we decide to speak out against it. Now, I'm not saying it's evil. Maybe go and have a look and decide whether you want your data to be held on a computer system that will probably be compromised at some point in time. As I watch a car do a 10-point turn, try and get out of a driveway. Are you kidding me? And they did it. Now, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but then knowing that this exists just further adds fuel to the speculation fire. Now, it could be complete conspiracy loonbird sort of thinking, but that same thinking kind of led me to discover things like Hex and things like cryptocurrency. It also led me to unveil lots and lots of scams in the cryptocurrency space. A lot. Now, that wasn't ideal. So that's not something to be bragging about and go, oh, I got scammed, I lost all my money. FTX ripped me off, yay. Celsius ripped me off, yay. ICOs in 2017 ripped me off, yay. BitConnect ripped me off, yay. Like, that's not... I don't think people should be making content about that. Like, yeah, okay, you mention it, but that's not like the premise of your existence. I want to be sort of making content to try and help other people not get scammed, you know, or like point out, did you know this is a thing? Now, remember when? I don't know if you remember. I made a video the other day, and because of the email I was reading, and it actually said there's talks of strikes coming to the railway network in the US, and that could affect your energy. if you live in the US, could affect prices, because if the prices are affected in energy, it could affect the global markets. That's what I was trying to say. It could affect the global markets. Now, lo and behold, now it's on Drudge Report that, the union rejects a deal and a strike is moving closer, developing, and it's in highlighted red, like it's news. But this was being talked about, I think, from the beginning of the month. So how is that news? Again, it's frustrating to see just the lack of news from the mainstream media. Now, why is it important? I thought, well, who likes to invest in railways? Warren Buffett, that's who. And apparently, it might also be affecting the railways that he owns through his investments. There are some 30 rail carriers, including Warren Buffett's, and he has a network. Now, why is this important relating to energy? Because if there's no pipelines being used, how else do you move energy? You move them up and down railways, right? So if there's a strike, it's going to be harder to move your energy down pipelines on wheels. I mean, yeah, you got trucks, which is cool, but they can't move the same amount as quick as fast, and it's going to cause some further supply line issues. It's just perfect, just perfect, because I'm pretty sure it's becoming summer over here soon, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be winter soon in the US. It's going to be perfect timing for the economy, Again, what is the cure for supply line issues? It sounds crazy. It's a recession, or a bad recession, a deep recession, or a depression. That's why it's like just all these things just falling in a line is just crazy. Just crazy. Again, this is the link from Drudge Report saying large rail union, SMART/TD, votes to reject Labour deal as nation strike moves closer. So all these lines, right? They could have... It's going to be a nightmare. I'm pretty sure prices are going to go up because you're going to have more and more shortages, because you can't move things up and down a rail line if the strike goes through. It's great. Remember when there was that port and there was like a tanker sort of jammed in sideways? Huge supply line issues, flow-on effects for months. Pretty sure it was months. But yeah, again, fact check it. Fact check me. Relating to cryptocurrency, because again, a lot of this stuff is not cryptocurrency related. It's all over the place, but in my mind, I sort of tie it all together. Loosely tied together. Again, my political freedom of speech here in Australia. The FTX contagion hits Winklevoss Twins. This is older. Twins as crypto lenders come under fire. So basically, yes, that's correct. All of this sort of stuff is like a dish being prepared, and you got to have the right ingredients for the dish for it to taste well. You got to cook it right, If you don't, it might not happen. Now, so far as I keep seeing these dominoes fall, it just keeps inching us closer and closer towards the environment which would allow a central bank digital currency to thrive. Now, yeah, again, FTX contagion, we can see lenders, FTX's tentacles ranged really far, and reverse engineering it, we can now see where the tentacles were, and we can now see basically people going bust if they're engaged with it, if they were exposed to it, and people losing confidence and pulling their fiat out or crypto out or whatever. We can see it in the economy. We can see it in the cryptocurrency space as well. I think I haven't checked the prices today. I saw. Anyway. Reset. The central bank digital currency is being piloted right now. Is it right now? Let's have a look. 16th of November. I've covered this before. Banking giants and New York Fed start 12-week digital dollar pilot. Yay! So remember people said central bank digital currencies are not coming? It's a conspiracy. Some people have said that, but now more and more people that are noticing this are seeing it all tie up. Seeing it all seeing the same talking points, little bits from here and there and everywhere. They're all starting to go, what? Everything's sort of becoming the same talking point. The data's being validated. And now we see a 12-week digital dollar pilot with the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the participant announced on Tuesday. And this was on 16th, so about a week old now. So anyone who said central bank digital currency is not coming, here's the pilot. Enjoy. That's what we're being told. That's literally what we're being told. Now, so this is like I guess you'd call it what, the Federal Reserve Bank rolling out their central bank digital currency. And I saw a tweet somewhere, someone's bank account's being shut down through crypto. Again, it's funny how the world works, because that triggered a memory in one of my brain cells of this. We all know who this is. I'm not going to say him. But this particular, bit of a delay, should come through. But we see here, so there's a lot of companies tied into them, right? The XRP army or whatever. We've got accounting firms, we've got banks, we got funds, hedge funds, we across the board, right? And at the same time as crypto contagion, Armageddon is being unleashed, and that's the main focus, we have this being rolled out that, oh, by the way, we're actually going to use this quote unquote cryptocurrency. So I'm like, okay, I remember these guys. And see this symbol here? Yeah, this symbol, yeah, right? In Australia, yeah? Matches with this one. Now, I can't find the original webpage for these guys. And they used to have it, and it had images of them all lined up. So here, no warning, this bank closes an account, a business account, with no warning. Just a business account, had money in it, just gone, didn't like it. Didn't like the reason, I guess, why where the money was coming from. So this is me. Honestly, this is like opinion at this point. But I can see loosely some logic that is tying this together. We have these guys working with these guys. We then have these guys closing down accounts. This one's old. Where is it? These ones here. This article is it's pretty old. I'll try and pull a date. It's no date. But yeah, it's not a breaking news or whatever people will say. Now, they're closing accounts, they're working with cryptocurrency, we're then closing accounts who are working with cryptocurrency who's not them, and then we have other banks working with this other cryptocurrency who then are working on their version of a central bank digital currency. And we then have literally a Federal Reserve, I guess, kind of government run, but again, Federal Reserve is not the government, but people get them confused all the time. And we have that version of the cryptocurrency running, of a central bank digital currency, sorry, not cryptocurrency, the opposite of a cryptocurrency. Then we have these guys running their version of a central bank digital currency, and hopefully they're going to get their tentacles into all the banking networks. Because the banks are realizing they can become obsolete, because if the Fed gets their central bank digital currency running better than whatever system is currently in place through, say, this pilot, I can see this happening. You can see you're not needing a bank account with your bank anymore. You have it directly with your Federal Reserve Bank or equivalent. So I guess here would be like the Reserve Bank of Australia. Imagine if I had an account directly with them, bypassing all banks. I mean, it'd be more efficient, it'd be quicker. I don't think it'd be running on these guys' network. It might be, I don't know, but it might be something developed by MIT. There's different competing factions right now. But then this is where the control comes in. Like, as you mentioned, the right circumstances to usher in the CBDC and full controls. If you allow the CBDC to be implemented with little hesitation, with you don't see any reasons not to implement it, once it's in place, it's very hard to go back to the traditional method of transacting, because if you, I don't know, they make cash worthless, or they devalue it so much that you prefer to use something that's keeping up its value, then you would be stuck with a digital token. Yeah, you'd be stuck with a digital token that can tell. It can get to the point where it can tell you that you can or can't spend it on this. So this leads into my next point. So people are probably you might tune out here. This is the conspiracy theorist in me, but I'm running out of conspiracies because a lot of them keep coming true. Let's have a look. They told us CBDCs would be rolling out. Test area, yeah. They want it, man. I've heard the way the current US Biden administration is operating, really simply, in a slow sort of analysis, they basically want whatever they want. And if they want Biden bucks, they're going to do everything they can to roll it out. And we're seeing the measures being put in place. It's absolutely insane. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, but then if we get like the Republicans in and Trump in or something, they're gonna fix it. Who knows? They might make it worse. You know, it might just be a big giant playbook. So I saw a meme. You know, we need government. You're voting on the government to save you from the government. It's insanity. Meanwhile, it's like people can get so fed up with the current system, they create their own currency. And there's talks of there's talks of the traditional like precious metals. From my lens, I'm seeing cryptocurrency as being a possible alternate. But the way it's going, it's just this whole FTX contagion thing. I'm not sure what regulation is going to come out of this, because again, I put that little tweet yesterday stuck to the bottom of the image of the screen. And on top of this whole thing being rolled out, we've got this, networks being tested as well, while the pilot program is being tested. Now, back to the central bank digital currency. Why would you get banned off Twitter? Now, imagine this is the whole breakdown of what actually took place here. It's flashback. Why Twitter banned Alex Jones? Spoiler, it wasn't Sandy Hook. Now, I'm not going to go through that, but that's the breakdown of actually what took place. Imagine you hold cryptocurrency and a central bank digital currency is in place, and you like a tweet from someone who likes this. Say you're making a video about something that someone doesn't like, right? And you have central bank digital currencies in play. You can then because of your thoughts and what you viewed on the internet, because everything you do is generally being can be tracked. You can't go out and purchase anything. It's because it's just the freedoms that everyone's giving up. I don't think they understand what they're giving up. This was my whole thing against the forced medical treatment, the lockdowns, the lack of, you can't go here, you can't go there without a pass, and that was just legal. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I'll play this briefly. This is probably worth hearing. Again, not so much cryptocurrency related. It's more to do with the control of you and I. Anyone watching this video, the algorithm, Google AI, if you're listening to this, please understand. Please understand. Now I'll play this one through. Again, this is Judge, I always get his name wrong. Judge, if I read it, Neapolitano. And he breaks down the chilling effect. And this is what he has to say briefly.
Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Monday, May 21st, 2022, Thanksgiving week in America. It's about 3:35 in the afternoon here on the East Coast of the United States. Elon Musk, the now famously well-known owner of Twitter, announced that he's returning former President Donald Trump to Twitter. Hooray for freedom of speech. But he's not returning Alex Jones. Okay, there's a disconnect here. Full disclosure, I have written extensively on Alex Jones and the freedom of speech, and I have argued that whatever he said about the Sandy Hook massacre, and he denied that it happened and accused the participants of being actors, was a political opinion about a matter of public interest, and therefore it was absolutely protected speech. The judges in Connecticut disagreed with me. They said that what he said was so absurd, it was a non-opinion, and therefore it was not protected. The government is not in a position to decide when an opinion is absurd. The listeners are. You don't like an opinion, you ignore it or you challenge it, but you don't silence it. That's the whole purpose of the First Amendment. So I was deeply disappointed at Elon Musk, particularly since Alex Jones recanted what he said. Take a listen.
Do you understand now that it was absolutely irresponsible of you?
It was, especially since I've met the parents, and it's 100% real, as I said on the radio yesterday, and as I said here yesterday. It's 100% real, and the media still ran with lies that I was saying it wasn't real on air yesterday. It's incredible. They won't let me take it back. They just want to keep me in the position of being the Sandy Hook man.
They won't let him take it back. And he's right. Now, full disclosure, Alex is a friend of mine. He's been on this show. I've been on his show. We agree on most things. We disagree on some things. Sandy Hook is real. Sandy Hook happened. I am actually a follower of one of the parents who's become a well-known writer in traditional Catholic publications, and my heart grieves for her as well as for her colleagues in this tragedy. But it's an opinion. And he has the right to express any opinion he wants. And Elon Musk had the crowds cheering him taking over Twitter because he said all opinions can be expressed. Donald Trump can express whatever opinion he wants. Joe Biden can. Alex Jones should be able to as well. And as far as what the judge in Connecticut said, the fact that she characterized it as absurd means it's an opinion. I mean, suppose Alex Jones says George Washington is still the president of the United States. Everyone knows that's not true, but that's an opinion, and you can't be punished for it. Mr. Musk, reconsider this. And by the way, I still want that job. I want to be your chief content officer because I believe that the First Amendment means what it says, and I believe freedom of speech applies to everyone, and I won't censor anybody. Judge Napolitano, for even people with raspy voices. Judge Napolitano for Judging Freedom.
No, I thought I'd play that back because that's a really good watch, you know? It's a really good watch. The economy died suddenly. Next topic. I forgot. I remember now that this particular trailer is being aired today. It's a documentary basically saying how healthy adults are dropping dead all across the globe. In the last 18 months, the term died suddenly has risen to the very top of most searched Google terms. Now, the award-winning documentary team that brought you Watch the Water, and These Little Ones, travels around the world to find answers and tell the stories of those who died suddenly. And when I see these things, I'm like, what is that? Looks like an ape. Oh, what? Like, seriously, what is that? Oh, it's nasty. But that's being aired today, apparently. I typed in "died suddenly" just to try and purely find this this documentary, and this is what I got. I'm like, okay, wow, that kind of sucks. What is actually going on? Again, wrapping it all up in a nice little bundle. We got, how far do I go back? We decided to scare ourselves because of lack of information and over sensationalization of information that we had no answers for. We decided to ostracize those who didn't comply. A lot of them turned out to be correct. And now some people want an amnesty. Leading up to that, before that took place, here's a good way to do it, people were banned off of the internet for expressing their political opinion. This breaks down how this individual was, and still is to this day, even though Elon Musk said he would bring back free speech to Twitter, which is false at this point. While this is going on, while that went on, in the background we've had cryptocurrencies working with banks saying that they would eventually work with banks, and the time they decide to work with the banks is right at the time of one of the biggest scandals in cryptocurrency history, with FTX being the centerpiece of this disaster. They roll out in the background a central bank digital currency pilot program. They roll out in the background, the banks now, their own version of a central bank digital currency, or working on how to use it. They are directly competing with each other. Because the banks realize that, in this article, they realize they don't like money for some reason, legitimate money, even though it's working in the same industry that they're working on. And they figured out the competition is actually the larger bank, the Federal Reserve in the US. We can see here these companies, lots of banks, working. It's just insane. Working on central bank digital currencies to multiple different forms. Then we see upcoming, amongst all of this, there were supply chain issues because of the scare factor that was rolled out against us all. The pilot, you could almost call it, for utter control of humanity's mind, to lock them down, to tell them what they can and can't do, to tell them where they can and can't go, to tell them what shops can and can't be open. So if you're a little mum and dad shop, little corner shop, family run, you were shut down. Large companies were allowed to run free. Of course, they got more market share. What happened to those people? If they weren't potentially injured from catching the virus, or injured from a side effect from a medical treatment, they lost them life savings because the economy still to this day hasn't recovered. And then we saw the war in Ukraine. And then we hear the war about potential other wars in Taiwan. While there's supply chain issues, while the rates keep getting raised higher, causing more stress on those same mum and dad shops who could barely pay the bills back then because there's no customers, now have to pay even more on their mortgage. Yeah, they might get a little bit more in their savings, but the money's being deflated by so much. I read an article today, they're going to try and ban cash. Remember they used to have a $500 note in the US? $500 amount in the euro? If that was still around, how much would that even be worth today in real world value? I've got $1 million. It's like, yeah, but it's kind of worth not $1 million compared to what $1 million once was worth. And now our laws and regulations actually say you can't even move that amount. It'll be illegal. Regulation on top of regulation on top of regulations that don't make sense. And what's the answer? More government. More regulation. See this cryptocurrency stuff? It's a scam. It's like, you know what would have solved this? DeFi. No, that's cryptocurrency is a scam. It's like a never-ending loop. Never-ending loop. So let's somehow tie someone to a conspiracy theory and just call them a crazy loon bird. And get rid of them. Shut them up. apparently seems to be working pretty well. Except people who keep trying to warn humanity about this stuff, keep getting it right. It's very, very concerning, frustrating. I'm not the smartest, man. I'm telling you. I think I'm slow. But some of the stuff I'm seeing makes me really wonder. It's not good. It's not good. I'll close with this. The World Bank has decided that you and your DNA and your biometrics need to be identified from birth. That's the beginning. It's just the beginning. Roll it out with mandatory treatments. Roll it out with mandatory payment systems. Roll it out with the ability to travel. Have you seen that video with the sheep walking around in circles for 12 days straight? That's what we're gonna. Well, that is like what humans are gonna be like on this planet. Maybe that's why people are trying to get out of here and go and live on the moon. You know, because at this point in time, I hate to like it may not affect us, but it'll be a slow creep, and I can see a point in time where you amass that much wealth and you want to be free and you can't. And no matter how hard you try, so many people, I don't think, are going to escape this system. They're just going to be born into it and they're going to accept it. Especially the second, third wave of people who are told that their ID system is tied to their central bank digital currency, the ability to sell, buy, social credit score, tied into their medical records, tied into their health records. And then we see the war of the drones coming. What sort of future are we trying to leave for the next generation? I'm not hearing, I'm honestly not hearing, let's provide more freedom, let's promote more freedom, let's work on life extension so we can then live under the sea, we can travel into the stars, let's clean up the planet, like, not to go green, but let's develop technology that produces no emission and can power the entire planet. Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Why? Oh, because then they could be used for weaponry. Oh, yeah, shit, sorry. Military industrial complex. Fuck. You know? It's insane, people! And I don't know how to fix it. And all I keep seeing is it getting more insane and worse. Oh look, died suddenly, you know? Oh well. That's what this Hexagon has to think today. That was what was on my mind. Just some of the stuff I'm seeing, some of the stuff I'm reading, and I'm probably going to watch this. Ugh, not looking forward to it though. I might not. I don't know. Alright, that's it. Signing out. Thank you for staying with me. And yeah, peace out.